Alright, here we go. So, I'm going to get a little deep today. So I wanted someplace with some atmosphere. A little bit about me. This is therapy for me. So, 46 years old, 73 I was born. I was adopted February of 74. Naturally, I always had questions. Who's my mom? Who's my dad? Why? Am I better off now than I would have been? All that good stuff. So, it's been a hell of a 6 months for me. 6 months ago, I got my shiny plastic teeth, which is another vlog maybe I'll do, which I know I will because I got to talk about some other things. But then about 2 months ago, I got my shiny new glasses. And then, actually about a year and a half, 2 years ago, girlfriend got me an Ancestry DNA kit. You know, I did it. It showed some relatives, some second, third, fourth, fifth cousins. Showed a first cousin. I reached out to him, said, hey, do you know anybody in your family that might have given up something for adoption back in 73? He said no. I dropped it. I let it go. I really didn't think much about it. Every now and then I'll get an email saying, hey, we found new relatives. Last Wednesday, Tuesday night I think it was, I got an email from a woman on Ancestry who just did hers, and she turns out she is a first cousin as well. So I talked to her Wednesday morning on the phone, did a little guesswork on, because if I'm her first cousin, that means her uncle, one of her uncles, or her aunt, or whatever it was, is one of my parents. Well, her aunt had a kid earlier in 73, so it wasn't her. So that left another two uncles. One of them died early, from what I remember. I hope I'm right. So it wasn't him. So that left her dad and the other guy. Well, she's my cousin. She can't be my dad, or he can't be my dad. So that left one option. Basically found out who my dad was. Unfortunately, he passed away in 95, so I never got to meet him. And all that. But that was just, I got a picture of him. Guy had great facial hair. He had good hair. I don't know if I really look like him, but that was only half the DNA. So she was kind of doing a little more digging. I did a little more digging. She sent me an obituary of, which would have been, well, apparently it was my grandmother. And I noticed she said, look at the survivors. So I looked at the survivors. There was two women and a guy. Well, I knew my dad, so it wouldn't have been this guy. So it had to be one of these two women. And well, I probably shouldn't have did it, but I did it. I basically found them on Facebook. Found her on Facebook through an old article in the newspaper years ago. You know, Facebook's great nowadays. You can find anybody you want almost. So I found one of the two women on Facebook, and I just blindly sent her a message. Hey, by any chance did you or your daughter, or your sister, happen to have a kid in 73 and give it up for adoption? I never got an answer. I didn't expect to. That's kind of a bombshell message to get. Okay, so the next day, which was Friday, Saturday. This was Saturday morning. I got a friend request from a guy who I already knew was going to end up being my half brother from the research I had done. I sat there for a while, stared at it, accepted it, didn't know what to say, didn't know how I'd react to the guy, but I accepted it. He sent me a message saying, hey, I might have some information for you, basically. Long story short, his mother that morning decided to either, for whatever reason, tell him the truth about 46 years ago. And yeah, she gave up a kid for adoption back in 73 in Texas. So he called me, or I called him, whatever it was. And we talked for like about half an hour. That was emotional. I mean, hey, you know, it's a full brother. Well, I also have a half brother and a half sister, but I'm going too many directions now. It's actually cold out here. I'm in shorts. I'm stupid. And I wear my hat today for some stupid reason. But I wanted the snow. So, I talked to him for like half hour or so. Strange phone call, just because, lo and behold, I got a brother that I never knew I had. I mean, I have a brother from my adoptive parents. He's a goof, but he's cool. I like him. But to actually have blood brother, I never had that. So he asked his mom / my mom if I could get a hold of her or if she wanted to get a hold of me. I told him that if she wants to reach out, that's fine. I didn't want to, you know, cause any more drama in anybody's life. You know, that was never my goal. But he sent me her phone number, and then he said she was fine with it if I called her. It took me a little while, but I broke down and called her because, you know, 46 years, what am I waiting for? Just do it. Okay, now, I don't know if anybody's ever gone through this, but that was the weirdest, best, saddest, terrifying, fulfilling phone call I've ever made. She answered the phone. I could tell she was already crying. Well, it set me off. So we kind of yapped for a couple of minutes while we were both crying. And holy windy. It's even starting to snow. Either way, I talked to her. Half hour, 20 minutes, something like that. She said, yes, I gave you up for adoption back in 73. She gave me the whole story about why, when, how, all that good stuff. I'm not going to get into it on here because that's not, frankly, anything I really care to share with people, except the people that know and stuff like that. But it sounds like it was the right thing at the time. I'm going to assume it was the right thing at the time because I don't know otherwise. I could tell she genuinely felt bad, sad, I don't know the word. Concerned, always curious about me. Obviously, you know, I was always curious about her. So, I got a lot of answers in a week, basically. I'm happy. I'm still overwhelmed. I still have a half brother I need to call, but my brain hurts, so I don't want to do it yet. My biggest fear was always trying to find biological mother, father. It was two things. Having if I happen to find him, having it seem like I was mad or held resentment or I was angry for them giving me up for adoption, which I wasn't, never have been. You know, whatever the reason was, I always thought it was probably best. And it probably was. Another thing I always hated about trying to look up things, I never wanted my parents, adoptive parents, to think that I was unhappy, trying to replace them. Could not be true. No way. I got lucky. I know a lot of kids go through adoption and all that crap, and they end up in horrible situations. I got lucky. I ended up in a wonderful situation. Good parents, they loved me. I had whatever I needed. Not everything I always wanted, but that's part of being a parent. But I didn't starve. I had clothes. I had a great house. I had a great neighborhood. I had good friends. I had a good bike all the time. I had a skateboard. Really nothing else I ever really needed. Yeah, I would have liked a nice car. I would have liked a, whatever. But who cares? Holy hell, it's starting to really snow here soon. I never wanted my birth parents to think that I was trying to replace them. Because I'm not. Wasn't. Still not. So basically in the past week, I found my mom, who's alive, living in Texas. My dad died in '95. Good hair. So it's been a fun week. Overall, I'm real happy about it all. I got a lot of new family members. A lot of them live in Oklahoma. Not their fault, I suppose. I suppose they could all move to Texas. They won't. I don't blame them. They're happy where they are. Good for them. I'm in Washington, standing out in the snow in shorts. See? Woo. But I grew up in Arizona for the most part, so if I can go find snow, I'm going to go find snow. Girlfriend's going to get mad that I didn't bring her. But that's about it, I'm happy. Overwhelmed. My mind has been scrambled the last few days. My girlfriend has been, she's about as supportive as she can be. I don't really know what else she could do other than hug me when I needed them. Needed a lot this weekend. So, thank you, Kristen. Now you might get to take a road trip with me someday to Texas. We'll stop in Arizona, let you sweat, because you don't understand how hot it is. But I'm happy. A lot of my questions got answered today, or this weekend. It's pretty rad, actually. So, holy hell, it's been 13 minutes. No wonder why I'm freezing. Yeah. I was going to film another video out here, too, about dentures, but I don't think that's going to happen. Who knows? Alright, you guys. Take care. To all my new family, if you're watching, love you. I don't know you really yet, but I will. I'll meet you. Anybody else watching? Life's alright. Don't give up. Okay, I gotta go. You guys have a good one.